Hello. How y'all doing? Today I want to talk about child support. And the thing about child support is just like welfare. Anytime I get a new job, I call them, I tell them, and I let them know immediately. I know other people who wait 1 year before they call child support. Um, I don't do that. I just, you know what, because by me paying child support, that means my child is going to have a better life. My child won't have to go without. And I don't understand why some people would wait a year before you call them and tell them, hey, look, I got a job. This is where I'm at. Um, no matter how much money you owe, because you know what? In the beginning, I owed a lot of money because I didn't know what the heck was going on. I just started getting hit, and it got to the point where they took my driver's license away from me. But at that time in my life, I really wasn't interested in driving, nor did I have a driver's license, nor have I ever in my life ever owned a car. Okay, so that's some pretty deep stuff right now. But recently, a couple of years ago, I did call them and say, hey, can I get a driver's license? Just because of where I live, and I have my daughter with me, and she's wanting to go places and do things and see things, and then she needs rides back and forth from friends and all this other stuff. So I'm like, oh, I guess I better break down and get a car, right? Um, so, anyways, what child support has been doing in these recent years is they've always garnished my wages, each and every single one of them. I've never missed a payment. I've never refused to pay because, again, by me paying, it's going to give my children a better life. So what they're doing is they're quote unquote refusing my payment at the window, then they're charging me money for a missed payment. Okay, even though you can look at all my check stubs and clearly they garnish each and every one of my paychecks without fail. And when I look at it, it's a way for them to just gouge money from their working crop. Their from the money they got growing out in the fields. It's just a way to gouge money, take more money unjustly from the fathers who are working. And again, I don't mind paying child support because by paying child support, it does give my children a better life. But when I look at it, it's they are charging me for money that is outside of the court order, and on top of that, they're just simply refusing my payment after they garnish my payment, and then charging me more money because they refused my payment, not because I chose not to pay. I have no choice but to pay. Okay, they take uh, child support directly from my check, and I'm totally fine with that. That saves me the hassle of having to go through a bank or go through go all the way down there, and again, I'm on foot. So anyways, with the zombie apocalypse going on, I went down there because what I did is I called them, right, and I said, okay, you guys normally just charge me an insane amount of money out of the clear blue sky for no good reason. That's probably going to go to their pockets, admin fees or whatever it is that they do with it. I doubt that they're taking it and giving it to my children at this point. They're just taking what they can from who they can, because the price of justice is priced out of my reach. If I had a lawyer, of course, we all know this would not be happening. I would not be a victim of the system. Okay. But like I said, justice is priced out of my reach. So there's not a lot I can do about it. I got to pay, or they're just gonna bury me again. And so I go down there. Well, no, I call them first, and I ask, and they say, oh, well, you owe us 10 million, 52 billion, and 83,000 cents. So I'm like, okay, so I go down there because I want to pay them. I don't want to get behind. I don't want to get buried, deep. I don't want to, owe these outrageous amounts that they make up off the top of their heads, just to penalize, somebody because they can. Who's going to stop them? Nobody. Nobody's going to stop them. They'll do whatever they want, whenever they want, because, people like me, we don't have the money to legally defend ourselves. We don't have the money to legally, seek out justice. Justice is priced out of our reach. So therefore, child support is going to do whatever child support wants to do, and nobody's going to stop child support from doing it. There's nobody that can stop them. So I go down there, and it says that they're closed. I'm like, what? So I call, and then I'm talking to one lady, and the one lady transfers me to somebody's voice box. And this was this past Monday. Today's Wednesday. I've been waiting 3 days from a call back from this woman because I explained to her exactly what I'm explaining to you, but at this point, I'm getting no response, nothing, and I wasn't being mean, rude, or nasty. I'm not abusive or nothing like that. But who's going to tell her, hey, you need to get back to these dudes, Nobody. Is she going to get in trouble for not getting back? No. It's not money out of her pocket, right? So what does she care? I totally understand that, child support has to be paid. I'm totally for paying child support. But the system is broken and the system needs to be fixed. These people need to be held accountable. It shouldn't be any difference than the customer service you get from freaking, McDonald's or freaking Walmart, where you have to. You're there to serve, the customer. And I'm not saying that McDonald's food is great or anything like that. But, from the people I talk to in both places, those are two businesses where they emphasize, customer service. Maybe McDonald's doesn't as much anymore. I remember when I was a kid, back in junior high, I used to walk into McDonald's and there would be, a sign on the wall in McDonald's saying the customer is always right. So I'd show about 9 o'clock in the morning. Say, I want a Big Mac and French fries. They're all, nope, we're only serving breakfast. I'm all pointing to the sign that says the customer's always right. Yeah, that didn't go over well. It's probably why they took down those signs. Not saying that I'm responsible, solely for them taking down those signs, but, as corporations grow, they lose more and more touch with their customer base. Anyways, getting back to child support. It really needs to be fixed. There really needs, to be something done about it. We should not, they should not be able to victimize us like this. They shouldn't be able to just, take our money and then say, and take our money in one hand and in another hand say that they're refusing our payments while they're holding our money in their hands. I can see if they didn't take the money from the check and then say, well, now you got to come down and pay us because we want a cut of that. Okay, I can see that. Then I can understand that. But to take my money in one hand and in the other hand say we're going to refuse your money while holding my money in their hand and then penalizing me more money just because they want to be able to say we're refusing your money while they're holding my money, while they took my money, something has to be done. This is just wrong. And then the last time that I was there, and this was, I don't know, a year ago. This normally happens like once or twice a year. But the last time I was there, I was trying to explain, okay, well, I need a receipt so I can show welfare that I'm paying extra on my child support. And it took at least a half hour for them to realize who child support or who welfare is. I was explaining to them, this is where I get my food stamps. This is where I get my Medi-Cal. This is what poor people do when we are poor. And it took them a half hour before they're like, oh, yeah, okay, child or welfare, So they reluctantly gave me a receipt. That to me, just puts up red flags. Are they pocketing the money? Is it the clerks behind this? Or is this like a new scam that no one's going to look into for, years on down the road? Because right now, who cares? They don't care. They don't care, if a parent goes homeless, if a parent needs that car to drive to work or to find work, they will take your license. There's just a lot wrong. There's a lot broken, but sitting in child support court, there's some things I understand. Like there's this one lady there, she was telling the commissioner, because it wasn't a real judge, it was a commissioner. He was presiding over everybody's cases, and they tell you clearly before you get in there that if you want a real judge, we'll reassign you, and you can go into the courthouse and see a real judge, or you can come in here, we'll knock it out. So after sitting there for 6 hours, of course you just want to knock it out. So this lady is in there, and she's telling the judge, I'd like my driver's license because, I got a lot of people behind me right now. They're going to support me. They're going to help me get this car. It's a real nice car. It's a beautiful car. It's only going to cost this much. It's not going to be that big of a deal, for them to help me out. It's going to be real easy for all of us. And the child support attorney that was there, after this lady was done with her, with her plea, as to how all these people are going to help her, with this car, help her buy, insurance, help her with the maintenance of the vehicle and all that, the attorney for child support says this woman has not paid not one dime, not one penny to child support, in the whole 5 years that she's supposed to be paying, right? And really, that's all he said. He sat down, he was quiet, and then the commissioner, weighs in, and he says, since you're gonna have a job, and he didn't say since you're gonna have a job. He says, since all these people are gonna help you buy a car, you need, and I'm gonna order you to redirect that money to pay child support, and I'm also gonna order you to go get a job. And she was upset. She was upset because now she's got to pay for her child, and the dreams and hopes of her getting a car that much sooner, or even getting a car, you can just see it, just, her dreams are shattered. It was beautiful to watch. It was. I'm not friendly with parents who, don't take care of the children. I think that's wrong. I think really honestly, you need to take care of your kids. You need to pay your child support, do something. Let your children have a better life than you did. Let your children have a better life. Just be there for your kids, man. It's not about her. It's really, it's not, it's about your kids. Your kids will benefit. Yeah, sure, she's probably going to take it, go out clubbing, get tattoos, smoke dope, buy new cars, and the kids will probably see a very, very small minimum of that. But you know what? At least you can tell your children, what? I pay my child support. What your mama did with the money, I don't know. I paid my end. I did my part. Look, see these receipts? You see my check stubs? Look, I paid. So, don't be mad at me if you didn't get that bike for Christmas. And that's the other thing is, when I pay my child support, I also buy my children stuff. I don't just pay my child support. I buy them things. I get them things. I make sure that they have. Like I just recently bought my daughter a guitar. And we have an amp coming in from Amazon because, the local music store down here didn't want to do any business with me. I called them like an hour before they're going to close, and I was asking questions. And the woman just straight hung up on me. I'm like, what? Really? Are you kidding me? So we go down there. I wasn't going down there to be rude. We just went down there, and I was going to, ask her in person. But they were closed like 40 minutes early. So I was like, what? So now I know why she hung up. It's because she wanted to go home. I don't blame her. Right now business is pretty much slow. Anyways, guys, I just want to let you guys know what's going on, and how I feel about child support, because really it is important. Pay it, man. Pay it. All right, peace. I'm out.